welcome one and all on behalf of Paru Institute of Therapy. Good afternoon and very warm welcome to one and all. On behalf of Paru Institute of Physiotherapy from Paru University, I, Dr. Muthu Bhatt, wish you a happy World Physiotherapy Day. We welcome you all for online panel discussion by students of physiotherapy on online education. As we all well aware about the number of challenges faced during this pandemic, one of which is the online teaching and learning process. Though it sounds very fruitful, yet there is a key issue we face during the student and teacher learning process. So today we give students an opportunity to express their views on challenges faced by the students during the online teaching and learning process. Before we move ahead with the session, I would like to introduce the participants for today's panel discussion. Kindly note the participant, raise your hand when I introduce yourself. Anjali Pandya from the Ahmedabad Physiotherapy College, Paru University, Ahmedabad.
Yes.
Anjali Pandya, kindly switch on your camera. Ishita, thank you. Ishita, go
Yes, ma'am. Freedom, ma'am.
Paru Institute of Physiotherapy, Paru University, Vadodara.
Yes, ma'am.
School of Physiotherapy, RT University, Rajkot.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Palak Kush Government College of Physiotherapy, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. Good afternoon. Kindly unmute Palak. Khushbu Parmar, Government Physiotherapy College, MS University, Vadodara.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Ayushi Shah, SPP Physiotherapy College, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. Brinda Shah, Ashok. Good afternoon, Ayushi. Brinda Shah, Ashok and Veera Patel College of Physiotherapy, Charusat University, Anand.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Okay. As we have discussed, due to the pandemic, we as a teacher and you as a student have faced many challenges during the online teaching and learning process. So, I would like to know, or I would know your views about the online education. So, my question is, Ayushi, is online teaching is effective? And if it is effective, then what can be the future of online teaching?
Yes, ma'am. I feel online education is very effective, but as every coin has two sides, it has also its disadvantages. But the effectiveness of it lies in the learning of the taker. So when we talk about online education, the students can learn during this pandemic without having need to be present there. They can learn the core concepts and they can see through the pre-recorded videos, which is very accessible to the students. I saw one study which indicates that 92% of the online education is very effective. And the future of the online education, I feel, is very bright because now more and more students are turning that they want short-term courses which can be done online and they can parallelly do one or more courses in a short period of time. So its effectiveness is obviously there. Online education is the future of our country, but it still needs to be explored more. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. What about Palak you? Can you share your views with online teaching?
According to me, in this time of pandemic, it is important that studies or anything should go on. So online education is the only option. But still, its effectiveness is a relative term, and many factors will affect it at the same time. Like equations have changed, and so is the time.
Okay. What do you think, Palak? will be the future of online teaching?
Uh, I do think that future of online education is good, but still, again, when we have to assess a thing, or like if I say of our own field, then it purely depends on like how we are using the online platforms, like uh, how we are trying to convey the knowledge, both theoretical and practical, how we are assessing the students. That is what will decide the future of online education in our country. Like we need to be more equipped if we want to continue with this online education.
Okay, thank you. Ishita, what do you think? Are you agree with their views for the online
Sure.
teaching?
Yeah, ma'am. Currently in this situation, these views are I'm definitely with them because if the studies are not going offline, then student will face difficulty and the learning will be stopped. But because of online education, the barrier which is there because of this pandemic will be crossed, and students will get easily their knowledge. So I'm definitely with online education.
What about the future? Do you prefer the online lectures in the future also?
No, ma'am. The online for future, I would recommend that it is better if the studies are going offline only, because in online there are many disadvantages. Though there are advantages, but as because like for example, in our physiotherapy field, we require practical knowledge more. And as for online education, we will face difficulties if we are not getting that knowledge. So according to me, future is not so much well in online education.
Okay. Anjali, what about you? Anjali?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. Happy Saturday. Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am. According to me, online education is a very efficient way of learning, as the whole world is connected due to the globalization. There is pros and cons of the online education, but the pros are very good, and if we apply the more artificial intelligence and machine learning kind of thing, and we can add into augmented reality type of thing, so we can add the ons of the online education, and yes, surely we can go ahead for the future generation for the same, because it is cost effective as well. It will also help to economy as well as the infrastructure for the online education. It is very bright as of my thinking. And yes, as India is a emerging economy, it is more beneficial if we are saving the transportation cost, and students can also participate in the multimodal courses rather than only 9 to 5 schedule of any one course. And our government is also initiate some online courses for the same. So from my perspective, online studies is also good and have a bright future for
Uh,
them.
Thank you, Anjali. Anjali, you have said there are the many benefits for the online teaching. Okay. So what do you prefer? In the future also you want online teaching?
Yes, there are some things which are not learned online, just technical things like the clinical things. If someone is opting the masters in chemistry, so we are not advised the pupils to bring the chemicals to their home and do it by itself. We cannot online teach the students something that is like in our physiotherapy, there is EMG and NCL kind of thing that is not be learnt on online. So there is we can there is Spanish as well as pancake of the online education system. So we can go for both the system as well online as well as the offline system together. We can go for the 3 days a week online and the 3 days of week offline lecture for the both clinical and the theory perspective. It can be more beneficial.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anjali, for sharing the views. Kruti, do you agree with their views or do you have some different thinking?
Yes, ma'am, I am absolutely agree with these views. I say effectiveness of online education in a way that it is better to do something rather than nothing as of now for this time. And for the future of online education, I am seeing it can be combined with offline education. Like on weekly, once we can provide online education to the students so that they can get benefit from the faculties, from the eminent speakers who are at distant centers. So I am seeing future in this way.
Means you suggest to combine online and offline.
Yes, but we have to focus. We should focus more on offline whenever we are uh, thinking to combine.
So I believe that theory part should be online and for the practical we can prefer offline. Is that Shruti?
Yes, we can go for that.
Okay. Thank you so much. Uh, Brinda, what do you prefer for the online teaching?
Good afternoon, and thank you for the question. So, I've been hearing to the views as of now, and what I feel is that the generation which we are in right now, we demand different things. We demand that we learn something in an adaptive manner rather than being in a conventional form. So, what I feel is that the overarching SOPs, the standard operation procedures that have been going around in this since ever the traditional universities were constructed and made, I think that students were not the stakeholders when the traditional approach was being conducted. Now the thing is that the students are more of giving their potential, and they have become responsible for their own learning. So basically, I feel that online education, this mode is making them feel their responsibility in a more better way, so that they are enhancing themselves to learn something new. So what I feel is that whether it be an online or an offline mode, the aim and the last perspective that we want is that learning should not stop. And seeing the current situation of the pandemic which is going around in the world, so I feel that the online education is being a great medium, at least for the transition of knowledge, and it is not stopping. Though I completely agree that in our field, while practicality is more important, so some way or other, I do feel that for the practical approach, I agree that we need an on-patient, hands-on practice, but it is not like that we have inhibited ourselves from doing that as well. The same thing you can do from someone from someone around your house. You can practice some palpation skills on your patients, on your people who are available around you as well. So if you want to learn something, I don't think that that is a restriction from learning or just confining that yourself into a place. So the future which I see right now is that that we are evolving in a much greater pace than what we have what we are thinking right now. And I think that is what would make difference. And I think that 10 years from now, our generation would more rely on online education rather than going for a traditional approach.
Thank you, Vrinda. Very well said. That whether the online education or the offline education learning process should be going on. Very good, Vrinda. Thank you so much for sharing those. So the next question for you is, according to the current scenario, what limitation or the what current hazard can be of online education?
That's a very nice question, actually. That the thing is that along with the growing demands, the thing which is affecting the patient or the person in general, or I would say the kid in general, is that we do understand that there are severe postural problems that a person might get because of prolonged sitting for almost 4 to 5 hours a day when you are sitting online in front of computers. There are hazards to your eyes as well. There are particularly the time when the students, they just get into their comfort zone when they are in their home, in the place where you don't out to go and be practically more emerging, and just are time bound in the house itself. So what I feel is that these are few hazards, but these are not the hazards that cannot be modified. So there are many guidelines, and universities are facing have come up with many new things, and they have come up with approach in which they are limiting their on-screen views. So basically, that is being taken care of. The postural education. Is now being is now being used by many of the institutes. I see that more people, irrespective if they are students or if they are not the students, I see that many people are now aware about how to balance their postures and keep themselves upright when they are doing their work. So I think many of these factors are now being improved, but yes, these are the hazards. And being in the comfort zone, so I do feel that the one thing that the traditional approach is very nice is that you get an overall development while you are socializing as well. So that is a thing that would be a slight drawback in the online education. But I think that this could still be worked on. We are still in a very learning phase of the e-learning education mode.
Very well said, Brenda. Thank you for sharing your views. What about you, Katie? What do you think? What limitations as a student you can face during the online teaching process?
Yes, ma'am, I totally agree with her. The postural hazards and what she has just narrated. Other than this, I would like to focus on the technical error part, that we have not been trained in this particular way to manage this online mediums to hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. So we have not been trained in that way to manage this all mediums effectively. So the technical errors are the most important thing we are facing. The students and the teachers part. Other than this, I have seen that the poor networking has been the chief most concern while learning online. And one point I would like to focus on is the harassment of the teachers and bullying that has been made by the students whenever they are learning online. So this must be focused on, or the security concern is also there. So these are the limitations of online education.
Okay. So according to the security, main will be the technical errors and the security. Okay.
Yes.
Palak, what do you think about the limitations or the current hazard?
I agree with both Brenda and Ruti. And according to me, I would like to add one more point, that is about the feedback. Like in schools or in colleges, if we are misbehaving, teacher can send us out. That will give us negative feedback. Next time we won't do it. Here we cannot ask them to leave the meeting. We can ask them either to leave the classroom or they would just leave. But that won't give that effect to that. Plus multi-screen systems are there. Like I am attending a lecture, I may be using some different app too. Because I'll be able to hear, like, okay, when teacher will call my name, I can reply. But during that time, I can go with my other things. And also, there are things that teachers are not well equipped. Parents of students are not that much having knowledge. Like kindergarten kids are having online schools. So parents are also not that literate that they would be able to use the screens properly. So when they're asked to upload something or to show something, that creates a difference.
Thank you so much, Palak. Ayush, what do you think? Do you agree with them? Kindly unmute. Ayush.
Yes, sorry, ma'am. Yes, I do agree with them, and I would like to add one point that the online education leads to lack of the self-development skills. That is lack of the communication skills in the children. Like face-to-face interaction is as much as important as learning in the development of the skills. So I feel that that is one of the drawback, but that can be overcome over a period of time. And apart from this, teachers get lack of the feedback from the student, which we do get in the offline education, and it is also very important thing. Apart from this, in a developing countries like India, where a personalized space for the studying is not available, and there are so many distractions which our young generation is facing, it is difficult to concentrate on that. So the whole responsibility of the discipline and this lies on the student. He is only responsible for his learning. So that are some limitations, but that can be overcome.
Okay, means according to Ayushi, the socialization is the drawback from the online teaching. Okay, what about Kushbu Parmar?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, according to me, I feel that online education is good, but the hazards and the limitations also show that the practical knowledge hinders a lot, because every skill that we perform needs some perfection, and the thing which is online, and when a student learn it through online measures, it differs. The actual punctuality is not measured in it. It cannot be. We cannot have the major perfection that can be learned. And if we see our field, then we have majority something is related to our field is practicality. So that matters a lot, and that hinders us a lot. Plus, I agree to all of them that yes, the network issue is more, and plus what happens that when we concentrate, all of them does not concentrate. Even the teacher or professor who is guiding us cannot evenly concentrate on everyone, and see how person he cannot understand whether a student is able to understand the thing, whether he is able to follow the things or not. So that matters, and according to me, that can be the limitation of this. Whether the student is even understanding, following the thing, that can be not clearly mentioned and cannot clearly personally be understood by teacher and student itself. So that is a limitation according to me.
Kushi, you just said about punctuality. So can you just share on news about the punctuality? So are the students are more punctual or not after the online teaching or during the online teaching?
Basically, when always something matters, like when even if the study is online or offline, but the interest always matters. The way and new ways to study that always matters. So if the interaction is equal, if the student also participate in the same way with the same keen interest, then the punctuality and perfection can be more comparatively to one-way thing. So if the student is interested, everything perfection goes, then surely punctuality can also be, and creativity also can be maintained through the online sessions even.
Okay, thank you so much, Kushi. Ishita, what about you?
Ma'am, as all said, one of the limitations that is regarding environmental disturbance, surrounding environmental disturbance. Students are when they do not want to concentrate or they are not in the mood, they will look in their surroundings, and they will not pay attention in the lecture, despite of the efforts of what teacher are trying to make them study. Then one is communication gap. Sometimes the speed of teacher increases, but students does not interrupt teacher because they feel shy, or they feel that it will be like a teacher might insult us. So this is one of the factor as well. WhatsApp, Instagram. If the students do not feel like they want to study, then they in the background these apps are continuously being scrolled on. So it is based upon student, but it is one of the major limitation of online teaching.
Okay, so according to the Ishita, beside of the online teaching, students can use the social media as well. Okay, thank you, Ishita. Anjali, what about you? What are the limitations or the hazards can you feel during the online teaching?
Yes, ma'am. So there is many benefits of the online teaching, but the main concern or the bottleneck we said is the inclusion, there is there is lack of inclusion that we can cover all the urban population, but the rural one, the marginalized one, and the one who cannot access even the Internet of Things, not internet itself, but the internet of things like laptop or the any other thing. Recently, we listened about an example. Some poor farmer sold her everything for buy a new device to keep his child to be learned. But the lack of inclusiveness and if government is also providing some intensive and the beneficiary for the student for online learning like laptop and that tablet distribution. But the main thing of concern is the digital illiteracy. The way that we want to deliver the student something else, but the half of the time is going into the literate the student what is the app made for and how to be run the app. And the main thing is there is always a cut down of the linkage between student and teacher due to lack of the eye gaze contact. Yes, the discipline matters most. If online classes are there, we cannot build a good character of a student. Like there is some idle things that students must have, like the discipline, punctuality, optimism, and the leadership, the competitiveness. On the online media, the mentality and the mental schema of the student cannot offer them the regular competition which we can feel from the surrounding environment from the class. Another thing is the digital library, e-library. It is not most effective as one of participants explained that the infrastructure lack in the online teaching, online reading can affect your eyes and ears as well. But there is always a way to combat that. To combat the digital disturbances, we can use many apps to scrutinize the extra the background apps to stop the notification while attending the lectures. And it is all about the student's mentality. He or she is actually interested or not in learning. But our as a teacher, aim of our is to generalize and inclusive that all the learning should be teach to all the students, not the obedient ones. So it must that so all the students are not obedient. So the lack of discipline is the most bottleneck here comes to in online teaching.
Okay, so according to the Anjali, some of students don't having the digital media, and that is the main drawback, as they can't use the digital media, as some of don't having the proper facility of the laptops and the mobile phones. Okay, thank you Anjali for sharing your views. Okay, next question is Ishita. I'm asking you that if we compare online and the offline teaching with the same teacher, okay, then what kind of difference you can notify in that same teacher? Ishita, kindly answer.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
When we are comparing online as well as offline teaching of the same teacher, I want to say that when teacher is teaching online or offline, the efforts put by teacher will be the same. But when it comes to offline, interaction increases, because of which teaching becomes more effective. Without presentation or with presentation, teacher is able to express herself and deliver the topic very well. But in offline, it is more effective because a teacher is live in front of us, and she knows that what we are doing and how we are dealing. While in online, our cameras will be closed many a times, because of which what we are doing teacher is not knowing. So the effectiveness of teaching decreases, which ultimately affects the teacher. So I think that if offline classes are going on, then teaching of the teacher is comparatively more effective.
Okay, fine. Thank you for sharing your views, Ishita. Brinda, what do you think? If the same teacher is teaching online and the offline, what do you highlight about that, or what difference you can say in the same teacher?
I actually agree to the point which she has raised, and I do feel that the efforts which are put in by the teacher are equally same. But I feel that some way or other they are restricted when it comes to this online mode of education. Though they are trying their best, and I feel that the practicality is somewhere the hindrance which when it is concerned in the online point of mode. And I feel that the teachers have apart from students have started thinking more out of box than what we have thought it would work for. So they come up with more competency quizzes for students. So basically, what I feel happy about the difference is that currently, being the student and being the part of this pandemic and the situation, I feel that I never underwent this many quizzes like the surprise quizzes, even in the offline mode, the number of quizzes that we are going through in the online mode. So that is, I think, that a development. And the other thing which I feel is that the way they are examining us, not only through just the theoretical and the knowledge of the practicality, but they are also examining us by the way we are conducting ourselves. Right now, you are seeing me. You are saying that I am presenting myself. So similarly, the vivas are conducted like that. It is a one-on-one point which is going on. Apart from that, there are many things like they are giving us the assignments in which you are asked to check the and give a plagiarism report out of it. So basically, the students is evolving by way of how you are composing something. So I think the teachers, they are thinking way out of box. They are along with the evaluation of the student. There is way more evaluation of the teacher in general, and I think kudos to them that they are working in like I would say they are working twice more than what a student is working right now.
Yeah, very true. Okay. Thank you, Brinda. Ayushi, what do you think? The same teacher is teaching online and the offline. What difference you can see?
Yes, ma'am, I completely agree that the teachers are working twice as hard as they were working. And also the polls during the webinars, during the video conferences are very much helpful so that they can also know the concept the student has about the particular topic, which is very useful in case of online learning. But of course, the real-time practical experience, which is missing in online teaching, is a restriction to the teacher as well. Not only to the student, but teacher are also feeling that there is restriction to them in teaching practical demonstrations. So that I feel that is a drawback. Apart from this, in offline education, teachers had to pay more attention in the management of the class in terms of discipline. Which is not there in online education because the whole responsibility lies in the students that they need to pay attention, they need to learn, they need to do the things. So the teachers are more concerned towards giving the key points or core concepts, which is a good thing. But again, the offline education, the practical demonstration, the one-to-one interaction is much better. But right now, as the situation is such that it is equally important for online.
Okay, thank you, Ayushi. Khushbu, what do you think?
When a same teacher is two-way, teaches us in two-way. Like we know that learning is a two-way process. Interaction is a must thing of it. When teacher explains, if it is we all know that it's a screen, and in screen we cannot we cannot just show out all things what we want. Even the practically, even the theoretical explanation use changes of a person when he is subjected to a screen. And when the students are sitting there, the way of explanation, each and every face reading occurs. When the student cannot understand, the teacher itself understands sometimes that okay, the student is not up to the mark for his learning, or he couldn't understand that. And in a screen, that is difficult. That one way concentration can be done by a teacher to individual student. As we know that cameras are off, so that cannot be done in a simple way. Plus, same way when the teacher is teaching in the offline method, sudden question raising, sudden doubt solving, the suddenness that can be occurred, that may the student face in the online teaching, may not ask to the he face problem in asking to the teacher, and same the interaction hinders, which is the biggest thing that I feel that when a teacher is teaching offline is better for both from both the sides.
Okay, thank you, Kushi. Falak, what do you suggest? The same teacher with the online teaching and the offline teaching, what difference can you see?
I do agree with views of all the 4 students, but according to me, I think mere presence of teacher is important when it comes to discipline and concentration by the student. Also, it depends on student. If he or she wants to study, he or she will study online or offline. But the classrooms that we are using right now, online platforms, they do offer such that either the students keep the mic off but the screen on, so that we can see what students are doing. Also, we can mute and unmute the settings, that when we want the discussion session or question sessions, at that time only chat is kept on. So that could be used. Also, there is one thing that what we want to explain is not explained properly as a teacher. Like if a teacher wants to explain some type of model, so that she would be having that model with her, but students at home won't be having that. So during that part, it becomes problem. Like we had to take a lecture on goniometric range of motion examination. I had goniometer, but the students, the kids there did not have that goniometer at their home, because at that time shops were closed, they could not buy it, or everyone did not have. So I had to just explain, okay, this is goniometer, this is how we'll do. At that time, they were not able to practice it that well. So I think that is the difference that makes that online and offline. Otherwise, it really depends on students. Like presence of teacher online or offline, that how much discipline and concentration is purely based on student.
Okay, thank you, Falak. Kruti, what do you think? The same thinking, or you want to change your views? Kruti?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to add one point that as we have known teacher or faculty throughout offline education, so we know the promptness required, the presence of mind required whenever attending a particular faculty. Like we have to be differently attentive while facing different faculties. So these things are not there whenever we are using online. So over and all, the learning environment is not that much proper. So we cannot see that there are difference online versus offline from the same teacher.
Okay. Anjali, what do you suggest? If the teacher is teaching you, same teacher teaching you the online and the offline, what differences can you face?
Yes, ma'am. All my dear fans and participants will explain it very well, and I can sum up this with all in one line. That yes, the healthy teacher-student relationship, the face-to-face interaction is missing. There is a thing that ideal teacher can utilize the student by only having the facial expression, that my student have particular kind of misunderstanding, misinterpretation, and I have to repeat the thing. That healthy teacher-student relationship and the interaction is compromised in this. But yes, if we can look upon it, and we can utilize with it on live webinar, like on camera, but there is so many students, so there's also technical glitches to give equal attention to all the students, and there may become the biasness among the attentive and non-attentive students, where in on the offline class the teacher have equal scrutinizing and equal concentration of each and every student. So there's a thing, and another thing is that work from home, the teachers may disturb while with the home environment. While in the college setup, the teacher can utilize their free time by updating their knowledge from library or the recent advances. So it may be more beneficial by this perspective that offline classes are more inclusive.
Okay. Wonderful, Anjali. Thank you so much. Ishita, can you tell me, we are using the so many platform for the online teaching. Now, which platform do you suggest or do you prefer the most? Ishita.
Yes, ma'am. Platforms in the sense like
as we are using the Google Meet, we are using the Zoom. So what do you prefer? Which one is the most preferable? There is the Microsoft Office 360.
Yeah.
Which platform do you use most, or is there any preference?
Ma'am, till now I have used Google Meet and other Zoom I have used for attending webinar. Personally, I think that Google Meet is nice platform because here we are like it is easy to operate this. While in Zoom, sometimes it is difficulty. We know that like if we are adults, so we can deal with the situations. Whenever students, small kids, or say school going children are going to handle Zoom, first of all they will not be able to connect themselves because every day they are putting new IDs and meeting password, everything they have to change daily. While teachers also there are many options given and the parents are not also comfortable with that. So if it is Google Meet, here we have to use only one ID and it is easy to access it. So personally, I think that Google Meet is more accessible and it is easy and convenient to use.
Okay. You have just said about the Google Meet and the Zoom. Do you know any other platform which can be used as online teaching?
No, ma'am. First, I don't.
Okay. Thank you so much, Ishita. Anjali, can you tell me which platform do you suggest?
Yes, ma'am. As of now, we all are using the Google Meet for the same purpose. It stands that proving that this is the best media for the online teaching. But yes, for the note keeping purpose, we can also use the Google Classroom app and the Evernote app, which are used by many aspirants of the UPSC also. Divide your notes in a very feasible manner. But for the online teaching learning platform, the Google Meet and the Google Cloud is the best app. It is easy, feasible, and user friendly. So I will go for the Google Meet. But yes, there is many app, and it is on the convenience of the student and the teacher, which is best suitable for the same.
So according to the Anjali, Google Cloud is the best media for the online learning procedure. Okay, Vrunda, what about you? Do you suggest the same platform or do you have another idea or any preference?
I think, ma'am, that for me the preference would be more towards the Microsoft Teams. Ma'am, that is a platform that is which like the integration of where you can actually just put in your work. You can go ahead with the collaborative meetings, and as you said that I do agree that Microsoft Teams sometimes they show a more of the technological issues like the connectivity is a bit of a problem. But what can be done is that the same Zoom link, the same recurring meetings can be loaded and can be uploaded in the Microsoft Teams, which can be used by the students. Why I think it is an easier platform? Because the teachers, they can constantly give you the assignments on that platform. Apart from that, the turn-in, the deadlines are fixed. So basically, if you are not reaching your deadlines on time, the assignments which you are uploading would not be accepted on the Microsoft Teams, as well as that the scoring system, the rubrics that one can use are way more easier in soft Teams. So basically, when you are uploading some assignments, your teacher would immediately get notified about the assignment, and they would score according to the rubrics that they are providing. And that's it. Yeah. So I think that this is a more advanced approach than what we are currently using right now.
Okay, so you are suggesting Microsoft more over the Google Meets and the Zoom platform, is it?
Yes, I do prefer. I feel that Microsoft Teams is a better platform as of now compared to that of the Zoom meetings.
And according to you, there is a more privacy in the Microsoft than the Google and the Zoom.
Yes, I do feel so, because the Microsoft Teams, these are only accessible by those people who has a passcode to entering to those teams. So basically, when you are the part of a team, it would only be accessible to the students who are having that password. So it is not accessible by all the people. So you have that the problem which previously which we were discussing, that the one-on-one communication with your teachers, I think that is more better resolved in Microsoft Teams.
Okay, thank you for enlightening your knowledge. Thank you, Brinda. Ayushi, what about you? Do you use the same platform or do you suggest anything else?
No, ma'am, I would prefer Google Meet. I think the passcode system is good for privacy, but I feel that it is time consuming over a period of time. And ma'am, whatever is the platform, the main accessibility is on teacher. What they prefer is good for the students, and through which they can impart the knowledge is more important. So I think the platform plays an important role, but the teaching method plays a very important role apart from that.
Okay, thank you so much, Ayushi. Again, wherever you are learning, it's whatever the platform is, the learning should be there. Okay. What about Khushbu Parmar? What do you suggest?
Basically, I have used many of them: Zoom, Hangout, Google Meet. But I feel that in Google Meet and Zoom, I prefer more because yes, obviously the password, the links matter a lot in Zoom. The time constitution also matters. So Google Meet, we can directly connect in it. Whereas where I've used Hangout, creates a problem along with it, and the session may in the it also matters that how much the data acquisition of the particular app matters, because if the lecture is throughout 9 to 5 or a particular period, even the data consumption of the app matters, that whether a student can continue his long time education along with that particular app or not. Because I prefer that Zoom can if you want to have 3-4 hours lectures on it, or Google Meet, you can conduct. But if you use Hangouts, and it is difficult to even have 1 hour or 2 hour lectures even with 2 GBs data. So that is a difficult thing. When long session and long lectures have to be continued. And here in online teaching, if it is a long time, it actually hinders. So according to me, the Google Meet and Zoom is better for that.
Okay. Thank you so much, Khushbu. Palak, do you suggest the same platform?
Yeah, according to me, as Brinda has said, that yes, Microsoft is currently the really good app through which we can go with online education. Even attendance sheets and assignment sheets, everything is managed well. But yes, as we just asked our students that regarding the data consumption issue we had in our students, as Kushi said, yes, data consumption is an important factor, because for 1 to 3 hours lecture, we have to see that it should get the data at home apart from this, because it is also a source of entertainment, like having internet, or if the data gets exhausted or something. I personally use Google Meet instead of Zoom, because Zoom is very lenient, but Google Meet is there. Some apps even do not allow multi-screen systems, so like kids won't use the other application when this lecture is going on. So yes, Google Meet and Microsoft is what I use.
Kruti, what do you suggest? Same or any other media?
Ma'am, we have been using Google Meet and Zoom. I feel they both are good. Other than this, our RK University has one online platform named Canvas, where we get various assignments and where we submit assignments. So, these platforms we are using to attend one-on-one lecture, a lecture delivered by faculties only. Other than this, all the work has been done by the Canvas. So we have the students have particularly personal ID over that, and we are managing by that.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Ma'am, cannot hear you.
Hello. Sorry for interruption. Kruti, can you tell me what is the parents' perspective for the online teaching? Kruti, can you hear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
What do your parents suggest for the online teaching? What is their perspective?
Yes, ma'am. The parents are happy as we are studying by being at home, helping them with the household chores, and yes, of course, that sometimes it is an issue that our screen time has.
Okay, so parents are happy with the online teaching according to the Kruti, right, Kruti? Okay.
Yes,
Palak,
ma'am,
what
yes.
do you suggest? What is your parents' opinion about the online teaching?
Like I said, according to my parents, they say that show must go on. So online teaching during this pandemic is really important to continue the process of learning. So according to even parents and according to my point of view, if I would be someone who is asked at what I think, this is the best way right now I can deal with the situation, I will go with online education.
Okay. Thank you. Falak. Vrinda, what do you suggest? Or what your parents suggest about the online teaching? What is their perspective?
Ma'am, I feel that there would always be a mixed views when it comes to telling the perspectives of parents. Some of them, they do really feel that seeing the current scenario, that the kids are safe in house and still they are learning. But some of they do feel that it is an equal burden on them as well, because when irrespective that we are grown ups and we are studying by ourselves, but some kids which like the pre-primary section and the primary section, when it comes, it is like that the parents are learning along with their children. So it's like they have to give the equal importance and they have to be on their toes for 24 hours, because it is really difficult to make a child sit and study for an interactive session of an hour or something. So I think that there would always be the mixed perspectives. We cannot just come up to a conclusion that it is nice or it is not nice, but I truly feel it is a mixed perspective in a whole.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vrunda. Ayushi, what do you suggest? Or what is your parents' perspective about online teaching?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, parents are happy that it is better to learn something than nothing. But of course, they are worried about increased screen time, increased use of smartphones, and of course, for the young children whose parents are working, it is difficult for them to give time to their children, because they need to be right there when they are studying. They need to give attention to them. So yes, it is difficult for them to cope up with it. So obviously there are mixed views about whether it is nice or not.
Okay. Thank you so much. Khushbu, what do you suggest? What is your parent preference?
When it comes to important examinations, something that assessment, evaluations, and when a student examination part, at that time when the online education is even available at this time, in this period when when a child cannot ask the doubts at the same time, the examination part cannot be taken. At that time, the online assessments that are given, the quiz or all the things which are preferable, and the child can at the home can give the examination part. Plus, parents can also know, okay, what is the status of it? Is the learning equally important to him? Is he able to give the answers to those assignment parts, those evaluation parts which is happening? By seeing that parents are happy, according to me, that yes, what they are learning, the examination also can be given, and they can even be satisfied that yes, something is going into the child's mind or the student, and that is the better way, I think, when parents feel happy. And so I think that online education is better in that manner.
Okay. Thank you, Khushi. Ishita, what about the parents' perspective about the online teaching?
Yes, ma'am. As all the participants said that there are mixed news, definitely there are mixed news. Grown-up adults, as we can deal ourselves with education, but when it comes to young children, in the middle of their education, they will go like, "Mom, it is not working. Mom, there is network issue." So your mother is the one who is mainly going to suffer, because doing household work every 2 to 3 minutes he has to come to solve the problem. So the perspective is that children are safe, also adults are students safe, but the burden on parents is increasing.
Okay, thank you so much, Ishita. Anjali, do you agree their views or do you have different opinion?
Yes, ma'am. On the particular parent's perspective, my parents is so much happy that the whole globe is united now, and I can afford the international education on just one click of my phone. And it is most cost effective, as I don't have to physically present myself at the abroad level or the from this country to another country. I can access all the international facilities on only one tap of the phone. So that's how my parents is very happy. And the other thing, as our globe is united, there is so many chances spread of so many pandemics like COVID-19. The Middle East Asia, there is also SARS and so many and health related issues were going and coming, but due to the good connectivity with the internet and the good accessible network, we can touch with the technology and the recent things. So from this perspective, my parents is very happy that I am at least learning something from home. And that too with the cost effective and energy effective mode. So I don't have to transport myself from so far or anything else.
Okay. So, as we summarized our student panel discussion about the online teaching, there are the many benefits for the online teaching. Parents are also happy as they can see their child to on their eyes. And there are some difficulties with the practical sessions, and there are some disadvantages of the online teaching. So it can be the long discussion for the online teaching, but it's very time consuming. We should at least again we can discuss the so many points about the online teaching, but it's less time consuming. We have to stop the session here. Thank you so much for sharing your views and enlighten us, as we already have seen that there are the Zoom, Google Meet, and again the university has developed their own platform for the online teaching, and one is Microsoft Team is very useful. Thank you so much, students, for sharing your experience and your knowledge to enlighten us. Thank you so much. Here we are ending with this session. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you,
And I
ma'am.
would like to thank
Thank you,
Parul
ma'am.
University.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Well, thank you,
I
ma'am.
would like to thank Parul Institute of Physiotherapy and Parul University for providing us a good platform for the discussion. Thank you so much, all the viewers and the participants. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.